Greetings, friends. What's been happening in the Middle East over the past days and weeks? According to the Gaza Health Department, the death toll following 3 months of merciless Israeli airstrikes now stands at 23,000 plus. 23,000 plus people have lost their lives in Gaza, of whom the majority are women and children. That's a terrible death toll. A terrible death toll to begin with. And it absolutely warrants an angry response by the international community against these crimes, these unspeakable crimes. Israel needs to be exposed, called out, and dealt with. I mean, before an international court. Bring Netanyahu before an international court, put him on trial. And that's exactly what South Africa's post-apartheid government is willing and trying to do with this latest case they brought up against Israel at the International Court of Justice. They brought up a case against Israel, all right? Accusing Israel of crimes against humanity and genocide. Critics would counter that genocide is hard to prove. It may be hard to prove according to your definition of genocide. But the true definition of genocide would immediately apply to Israel's current actions in Gaza. Under a true definition of genocide, Israel would be condemned in no time for these are truly unspeakable crimes. 23,000 innocent civilians, of whom the majority were women and children. It perfectly well fits the definition of genocide, the real definition of genocide. On the downside, we've also have in the past 24 hours a series of US and UK airstrikes against Yemen, against Houthi rebel positions in Yemen, in which 5 people are confirmed dead and 6 people are confirmed injured. The US and the UK have struck Houthi positions throughout Yemen, allegedly in retaliation for Houthi attacks against commercial ships in the Red Sea. I don't know about these commercial ships, but the truth is, Yemen has already suffered dearly. Ever since 2015, when US imperialists launched a horrible war of aggression against Yemen through its Saudi proxies. American criminals with Saudi guns killed a lot of Yemenis. Many more have died of starvation. There has been terrible suffering in Yemen over the past 9 years. It's time for it to stop. The whole international community must squarely point the finger at Israel, condemn Israel, call it out, and do its utmost to bring the chief terrorist of the Middle East, namely Benjamin Netanyahu, before an international court. If Putin deserves to be put on trial, then Netanyahu twice deserves that. For Netanyahu has so far killed twice the amount of civilians that Putin has killed in Ukraine. Netanyahu is a Putin on steroids. Netanyahu is much worse than Putin. It is Putin on steroids. A bigger criminal with a bigger gun. So far, at least. Okay. Our thoughts and prayers, whoever believes in prayer, are with the battered peoples of Middle East, primarily of Palestine and Yemen. Down with the criminals.